You are 22, and you do something almost nobody your age does. You buy a house, not a dream house, not a big house, a 3-bedroom on a quiet street in a city nobody is moving to yet. $147,000, a number that sounds impossible until the bank says yes. Your down payment is $14,700, every dollar you saved since 16. Lawn jobs, retail shifts, the birthday money you never spent. 6 years of small amounts pointed at one thing. The mortgage payment is $860 a month. Your friends pay $950 in rent for apartments they don't own. You say nothing about that. You just make the payment. You're 23, and the house is already teaching you things school never did. The water heater fails in January. $1,100. Gone in one afternoon. A coworker your age texts you that weekend. His landlord fixed his heater for free. You do not respond immediately. You sit with the bill and then you pay it. This is the part nobody tells you about owning something. The cost is real, and it is yours. Not someone else's problem. Not someone else's invoice, yours. But so is the wall you painted last month. So is the garden you started in the backyard nobody asked you to start. So is the quiet at 9 p.m. on a Tuesday when you realize you are sitting in something that belongs to you. You are 25, and the mortgage balance reads $138,000. You have paid down $9,000 in principal. The house is now valued at $159,000. You have $21,000 in equity you did not have 3 years ago. Your friend who rents has zero equity, not because he spent wrong, but because rent builds nothing for the person paying it. Every dollar he gave his landlord is gone. Every dollar you gave your mortgage came back to you as ownership. That is the entire mechanism, and it runs whether you understand it or not. You are 28. Something shifts. The city starts to move. A tech company opens a campus 12 minutes from your street. Young people arrive. Coffee shops open. The house 3 doors down sells for $201,000. You paid $147,000. You are not selling, but you are watching. And what you are watching is the decision you made at 22 quietly changing shape into something larger. You are 30. Net worth $94,000. The mortgage balance sits at $121,000. The house is now worth $224,000. Equity, $103,000. You earn $61,000. You have never earned more. And the largest asset on your net worth statement is something you bought when you were making $29,000 a year and had no idea what you were doing. A coworker asks if you rent or own. You tell him you own. He asks how. You tell him you bought early before you knew enough to be afraid. He laughs like you made a joke. You did not make a joke. You are 33. You get married. The house becomes a home in a different way now. 2 incomes, same mortgage. The extra income goes into index funds, a Roth IRA, an emergency account that finally has enough in it to feel real. The savings rate climbs to 29%, not because you earn more, because the mortgage payment never moved. $860 a month for 11 years now, while rent around you climbed $200, $300, $400. Your housing cost stayed still. That stillness is a kind of raise nobody gave you, and nobody can take back. You are 37. The neighborhood is unrecognizable. The house is worth $312,000. Mortgage balance, $98,000. Equity, $214,000. A real estate agent knocks on your door and asks if you would consider selling. You would not. Not yet. But you know now what the decision at 22 actually was. It was not a housing decision. It was a net worth decision made by someone too young to know the difference. You are 41. The mortgage is gone. 15 years early. You made extra principal payments when the budget allowed. Never dramatic amounts. Never a grand gesture. $200 here. $400 there. Quiet and consistent, the way every good financial decision eventually has to be. The house is paid off. You own it completely. A 3-bedroom on a quiet street that cost $147,000 in another decade and is worth $341,000 today. Your housing cost is now property tax and maintenance, roughly $460 a month, half of what your friends still pay in rent. That $400 difference goes straight into the market every single month. Automatic, silent, compounding. You are 45, net worth $487,000. The house accounts for $341,000 of it. The investment portfolio built on the freed mortgage payment sits at $146,000 and climbing. You are not wealthy in the way the internet defines wealthy. You are wealthy in the way that actually matters, the kind where a job loss is an inconvenience and not a catastrophe. You are 50. A younger coworker asks you at lunch how you built what you built on a salary like yours. You tell him the truth. You bought a house at 22 on a street nobody wanted in a city nobody was moving to. You made the payment every month for 19 years. You painted the walls yourself. You fixed what broke. You did not sell when the market got loud and the offers got big. He asks if you got lucky with the neighborhood. Maybe, you tell him. But the payment would have built equity regardless of the neighborhood. The discipline would have compounded regardless of the zip code. The locked housing cost would have freed money regardless of what the market did. The neighborhood was a bonus. The decision was the point. You are 22 again in the memory of it. The house is ugly. The street is quiet for the wrong reasons. The water heater is 9 years old and you don't know that yet. Everyone around you is renting something nicer, somewhere better, with amenities and a gym and a lease they can leave whenever they want. The flexibility sounds like freedom. It is a different thing. Freedom is the paid-off house at 41. Freedom is the net worth at 50 that lets you choose the next chapter instead of accepting it. The house at 22 was not freedom. It was the first payment toward it. You sign the papers anyway. The rest takes care of itself.